how did you eventually stop boozing? Stop drinking? I had to. I was going to die. That's why. I drank from the age of 15 to 57, really. Long time now. 42 years. On and off. A couple of years off. In fact, the 8-year spell, so. Long time, isn't it? 42 years of boozing. What a waste, in a way. It was okay when I was young. And then as I got older, it affected me more with anxiety and all the rest of it. That's the reason I gave up. I was going to die. And that's the hard truth about this. No matter what stage of alcoholism you're at, you've got to stop. Because it will kill you early. And just think to yourself, how many serious alcoholics or seriously dependent people who are dependent on drink live past 60? Not many. I speak to a lot of people who've lost friends at 25, 32, 40 years. Far too young, isn't it? Couple that with smoking, it's even worse, isn't it? You're only here for a short time. I started with anxiety, really. My late 20s. I used to worry too much. Worried about my life. I've always been a bit of a worrier. Or I was when I was younger. Not about incidents I dealt with at work, but about things that would happen to me or my family or animals and things. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Very much an overthinker. And the anxiety put me in a spiral of probably paranoia when I was a bit older. So I tried to stop drinking, started to cut down, couldn't do it. I don't know many people who can. On the first attempt. I had 2 or 3 attempts, probably 3 I think it was, until my last relapse. I was off for 6 months, a year, 2 years, that sort of thing. I always felt I could go back to it. But you think you know better. You know better than the doctors, you know better than the people who are telling you not to drink. You know better than your family. But you don't. I don't know if you ever heard the expression, the supporter or the spectator sees more than the player. It's very true, that. And we're rolling around in this vicious cycle of drinking, withdrawal, topping up drinking, hair of the dog, whatever stage you're at. And people are seeing this from afar and seeing it close up as well. And I can spot a heavy drinker a mile off now, in a queue in a supermarket. Not because of what they're carrying, just the way they are, they're edgy, they're not relaxed. An alcohol-dependent person will never relax, because it's a full-time job to keep the stock up, to keep lying, to keep hiding things, keep hiding your stock in all sorts of weird and wonderful places that people hide booze, sneaking around, not telling anybody, trying to use mints to cover the smell of it. It's a joke, isn't it? When I was drinking heavily, people used to smoke in pubs as well. So I'd get home and my ex-wife would be a bit vicious about it, but grab me by the collar and you've got to smell smoke and you know that. Couldn't hide that, could you? So it's a difficult one. But the end game for me was when I was told I was going to die. You shouldn't have to hit rock bottom to stop drinking. Because I would hate anybody else to get to my stage where I was completely and really dependent. And I was physically gone, really. I tried to stop when I was 40, but I just, well, not just cutting back, just stopped dead. Cold turkey, they call it, don't it? I had seizures. I didn't realise I was that dependent then. I think you don't know how far you're down, really, until you get down. I didn't realise in 2019 when I was blue light at the hospital that I was going to die if I didn't stop. I thought I was just feeling weak, rough, looked terrible, just the usual thing that alcoholics look like, really. I wasn't functioning then. I was been retired for a while. And when I retired, that was the worst point. Because I had lots of time, I had nothing to fill my time with. And when you get sober, you've got even more time to fill in. So you've got to be very careful about that, not to relapse and not get bored and all the time. And My anxiety was off the wall, off the scale. Couldn't even leave the flat sometimes. I had to have a drink before anything. It got to the stage where I couldn't get out of bed without having a drink. I had cans next to my bed. Hundreds of cans of beer around, telling people lies, carrying bottles of beer on, socks that didn't clank together. It was a full-time job, plus overtime, plus extra overtime. Never slept properly for years and years and years. Could never relax on alcohol. Didn't eat properly. Used to eat rubbish. Crisps, nuts, bits of pizza, just terrible food. Didn't much exercise. Lost a lot of body weight, muscle mass. The muscle just drops off you when you're drinking heavily. I didn't realise I was going into such a bad deconditioned state. Couldn't speak to anybody. Was frightened to open the mail. Every day was impending doom. And I would think at night, how lonely am I? Especially in the winter. It gets dark about 4 o'clock, doesn't it? Cold, wet, it's starting to get dark now. And you're left on your own. Because people who have been close to you will abandon you because you haven't helped yourself. You can never do anything with this disease unless you help yourself. It doesn't matter what the doctors tell you, it doesn't matter what your parents tell you, your friends, your partner, your children. You cannot beat it without you wanting to do it. You have to do it yourself. You have to want to do it. Now, even after my spell in hospital between 2019 and 2022, on and off, I was in most of the time for about 2.5 years over COVID, would you believe? But I didn't have COVID, obviously. I had issues with my drinking. That was when I stopped, 2019, because the doctor said, if you don't stop, you're going to die. And I believed him. And he was right. And I'm here today. And I'm back to reasonably good health. Very good health, in fact. So you need to do it yourself. You don't want to get rock bottom where I did, because I was very close to dying. Some of you will be thinking, oh, it's a lot of bullshit, this. I'll have a few pints, I'll be fine. You think about it. How many people you know with alcohol problems live a long life? They don't. It's as simple as that. It's a fact of life. You may get the odd Charlie who comes and says, oh, my uncle was 127, he drank a bottle of brandy. That's bollocks, that is. Total bollocks. You won't live a very good life. You know, they see people in their late 30s, 40s who've got diabetes and neuropathy and all this sort of thing from alcohol, heart attacks, strokes, 7 types of cancer linked to alcohol, liver disease, pancreatitis, all this carry on. And then you've got brain disorders as well, all into alcohol. So the reason I stopped was I was always going to die. I left it far too late. I don't want you to leave it too late, because it might be 2 weeks too late. One of the doctors who saw me in 2019 said, I can't believe you're back at this level of health. You're very, very lucky. I mean, very, very lucky. And the only reason I've done that is because I stopped drinking immediately. Never touched it again. Never had a thought about it again. And the reason I will never go back again, I don't want to let people down. My partner, my daughter, my mother, and also in particular the consultant who saved my life at the Freeman Hospital. It's very emotional talking about that time because I thought I was going to die. And I think now, God, I'm still here. I mean, I can help people now. I want to help people. And that's why I'm doing this. And it's a horrendous place to be when you're in a hospital and you don't know when you're going to get out. If you're going to get out. It's not a question of going in with a broken leg and say you've got 6 weeks in here, you're going to be in traction, you're going to go have some physio or whatever. I had a broken arm when I didn't when I joined the police. And that was healed within a few weeks. I knew it was going to heal. When you've got a chronic disease or chronic illness, you don't know what's going to happen, do you? What's going to happen? So don't get to rock bottom, because it will take all of your confidence away. You become vulnerable. You have no money. You feel horrendous. You look horrendous. And you lose all sense of reality, which can be devastating for your family, for yourself. It's not a lecture, what I do in here. I'm just telling you the hard truth, the hard facts of life. Life in the raw, as I call it. Because your destiny's set if you keep drinking. Simple as that. Your future's in your hands, isn't it? Let's all get together and support each other with this and keep moving, keep it moving. If you benefit from these videos, then please subscribe and like them and share them and all that sort of thing. I do lives at night as well. I've got an ebook out. I do one-to-one mentoring, which is very successful for people. So I do tell it as it is. It's a mindset change, really. Just stop going back on it. And I hope you're all well. Sunday evening. Don't get the Sunday affairs. I'll speak to you soon.